Staff members, thank you for joining our kindergarten roundup as we prepare for the fall 2021-2022 school year. And so we're just going to give you a little bit of information of what, who, where, and all the things you need to know about Palm Cove Elementary School. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Good evening. Go ahead, Sally.
Okay, thank you. I was waiting for the PowerPoint to move before I spoke. So we're going to go ahead and start off with introduction. So I don't know who's sharing. I guess it's Duluth, but if you can minimize, I guess, my picture that's on the side or move it to the side. There we go. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start with introductions. My name is Priscilla Ellie. I am the proud principal of Palm Cove Elementary School, and I have my wonderful assistant principal, Michelle Alvarez.
Good evening.
And we are your administrators at Palm Cove Elementary School. This is actually my second year at Palm Cove Elementary School. Uh-oh, we're going a little too fast. Let's stay on the intro real quick. Okay, thank you. So this is my second year at Palm Cove Elementary School as the principal, and Ms. Alvarez.
Good evening. This is my fourth year at Palm Cove. With the COVID, I feel like I've lost a year. So this is my fourth year here at Palm Cove. And an interesting fact about me is I was a teacher at Palm Cove and then left onto a journey at another school in the district and made my way back to Palm Cove as an administrator.
Excellent. And moving on to our school motto. So our school motto is Teaming for Success. Our school goal is to promote student achievement and celebrate all stakeholders in a safe, family-oriented environment. If you visited our website or if you passed by our school or even been inside our school, you will notice that we are a baseball theme. And so the theme is very much so a team theme. And I'm going to explain a little bit about our school's history. Our school is, like I said, a baseball theme, which was actually inspired by the Florida Marlins when the stadium, I believe, was built about 20 so years ago in 1992. I guess founding principal, the principal of that school at the time at Palm Cove, it was inspired by having Palm Cove also be a baseball theme. And it was a big to-do where the Florida Marlins, I believe, came to the school. The Palm Cove actually made it into the newspaper. You can just Google Palm Cove and there's the link down below. Duluth, could you, is it in full screen view? Are you able to put?
Yes, it's in full.
Oh, okay. I guess
Would you like me to zoom in?
No, it's okay. You can just move my that little window. Yeah, just I guess because I see all of the stuff down at the bottom. All right, so the baseball theme is more than just the talk of the school. It's really a way of life and learning because we focus on teamwork. Together we achieve more. Teamwork is what we're learning about to help our scholars or our players be college and career ready. So you may notice other schools probably have mascots that are animals or something like that, but our school's mascot is the players. That's right, like the baseball players. And as I mentioned earlier, the motto is Teaming for Success because all of our students, they are our players. They are the ones that we want to play the game of life and also be prepared for school so that they can win and be successful. And our lovely parents, you all are known as the fans. That's right, the fan club. Oh, let me go back. Nope, not yet. Yes, so we'll go a little bit more into the more of the terminology that you may hear your child use throughout the year. So you may notice, like I said, this is, if you look to the right, this is the front of our school, and you see 5 stars on our school. It's not only for decoration. Palm Cove, in the previous years, they have since suspended this, or they don't do it anymore. Palm Cove has received the 5-star school award for 16 years, and the Palm Cove was also the Golden School Award for 19 years, and we are currently a B school, B as in boy. And the 5-star school award basically was created by the Commissioner's Community Involvement Council and is presented annually to those schools that have shown evidence of exemplary community involvement. And the Golden School Award recognizes elementary and secondary, as well as adult schools who have also that has exemplary volunteer programs. So of course, with the pandemic, we haven't had volunteers or visitors on campus. However, that is a recognition that Palm Cove has held for the past 16 and 19 years before the state has done away with it. And so now we're going to have Ms. Alvarez that's going to review some of the school terminology that you may hear coming up in the upcoming school year.
So some of the terminology that is used at Palm Cove, again, going with the baseball theme, is all of our students are the players. So when you hear us referring to the players and the coaches are the teachers. Every teacher here at Palm Cove is by their last name. So Coach Ramirez, Coach Valiente, Coach Vaz, Coach Hernandez. That's how the students refer to their teacher. And I myself, as the assistant principal, is the assistant manager, and Miss Ellie, the principal, is the manager. So the fans, as Miss Ellie said, are the parents, and the concession stand is the cafeteria. So the students refer to the cafeteria as the concession stand, and they really pick up on this terminology quite quickly. And there's a few others, but these are the most common ones that we wanted to share with you to help the incoming kindergarten students get used to. Next.
As you can see, if you can go back, we actually have one of our lovely parents here as one of the fans, her and her family. Her son is currently in kindergarten, and she has a daughter who will be joining us next year in kindergarten.
So Palm Cove is the Title I school. What is Title I? Title I is the largest federal assistance program for our nation's school. The goal for the Title I is a higher quality of education for all of our children. The program serves millions of children in elementary and secondary schools, and it provides a higher quality education. It's a federal government program that provides funding to the schools based on the free and reduced lunch applications. Right now, we are 71%, right, Ms. Ellie? 71% Title I is the student population at our school. The Florida Department of Education sends the money to the district, and then the district identifies the eligible schools based on criteria such as the free and reduced lunch applications. Next. So our school is a uniform school. We know some of you on this meeting this evening might realize that your students, the older ones, haven't been going to school with uniforms. Due to the pandemic, we wanted to be a little lenient. We know that there are situations and scenarios where people are in different homes, and in order to just kind of get the students back in school, we were a little lax on the uniform. But Palm Cove prides themselves on really having all our students in uniform. It really sets the tone for the student to not have to worry about what they're wearing or how they're wearing. They all have some equality, and for safety and security, it really does help. So the tops are collared polos with a little button down. They can wear long sleeve when it's a little chilly. It should be solid, and the colors are white, navy, light yellow, dark green, or teal. And then we also have Palm Cove Spirit shirts, and I'm jumping down a little bit towards the bottom, but our partner for the uniform company is All Uniform Wear, and they're on Pines Boulevard at 8350 Pines Boulevard. So you can get your Spirit shirts there. You can get the polo shirts there. You can also get them obviously at Target, Walmart, at the Dollar Tree. But we definitely wanted to let you know about our sponsor. For the bottoms for our students, they can wear shorts, skirts, skirts, the capri pants. That means they go kind of up to their knees, or those Docker style pants with a belt, and they should be navy or khaki. For our students who are wearing dresses or jumpers, a lot of our young kindergarten students, they're navy or khaki. They'll wear it's kind of like a little dress, but it looks like a little overall up on the top. For the jumpers, a lot of our students like to wear those, the younger students. And on cool weather, of course, they can wear a cardigan sweater or a sweater. It should be a plain sweater, and it should be white, navy, light yellow, dark green, or teal. Okay.
Oh, let me just add, I think you mentioned the Dollar Tree. You can't get uniforms at the Dollar Tree, but you can get materials. I thought I
No,
heard
there's a dollar. It's not Dollar Tree. It's another
Dollar
dollar.
General. Oh, Family
Could be.
Dollar, you mean? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Could be. Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
So in the morning, when your child arrives at 7:30, again, we're going to refer to our students as players for the rest of this presentation to kind of get everybody used to hearing the word players. Our players enter the front of the school at 7:30 a.m. So the doors open at 7:30 a.m. and all kindergarten and first grade students are dropped off at the front of the school. The other grades are dropped off in the back of the school. And the reason for that is we have certain people supervising around campus to receive the students, to make sure that everybody's safe and getting where they need to get to. So kindergarten and first grade students and their siblings. So let's say a kindergarten student is going to start next year and they also have a third grader, they would be dropped off and picked up in the front of the school. So at 7:30 a.m., when your kindergarten player arrives to school, they get dropped off by car in the front car loop, and they'll come through the front car loop between 7:30 and 7:50, and they can go have breakfast at the concession stand. They will also wait in the concession stand until the 7:50 bell. There's an area where they wait, and the teachers come and pick them up and take them to class. So they're always supervised by an adult, especially in the first couple of months. You know, we never want parents to think your babies are always going to have an adult with them, because they're, especially the first couple of weeks, they don't know where they're going, right? So between 7:50 and 8 o'clock, the players are arriving to their classroom. They're taking their backpacks off, their lunchbox, wherever they need to put it, and they're starting right at 8 o'clock. We have announcements between 8 and 8:10. So if you arrive, or your child arrives after 8 o'clock, you need to park your vehicle and come inside the school and sign your child in. So breakfast is available from 7:30 to 7:50. Okay. Anybody arriving after 8 o'clock does need to come into the school and sign their child in that they're tardy. And this is an example of the front of the school for our car riders who are entering, plus our students who unload the bus. So if your child's eligible to ride a bus, they will receive a bus card over the summer. Students who are eligible to ride a bus live more than 2 miles from the school. And on that bus card, it will tell the parents what time the bus arrives to the bus stop and what time the bus arrives to drop the child off at the bus stop. And parents are encouraged to be at the bus stop 10 minutes before the arrival of the bus for both morning and afternoon. Next. Now, the end of the day. We have 3 ways that our children can go home. They can go home by car, which would be the front car loop, just like they were dropped off in the morning. They can go by bus, and it could be a yellow school bus, or it could be a private bus, or they can go to our on-campus after-school program, whom is open it to the floor at the end of the meeting if you have any questions for Ms. Taylor. Our ASP program is on campus. So at 2 p.m., a little before 2 p.m., all the kindergarten children are rounded up and they are escorted by adults to the location of their dismissal. So if they are going to the front car loop, they're going to come with an adult to the front car loop area, and they're going to sit and they wait for their name to be called out the car tag. and then they are escorted to their vehicle. So parents don't usually come and pick up their children from the waiting area. We always have a waiting area for parents who walk on campus or ride their bike on campus, but we always ask them to stay in that waiting area. So if your child is going from a car rider on one day, and then the next day they're gonna go, that same day, they usually go car ride, but they're gonna go that day on bus, you need to call the school to change the dismissal, because otherwise your child is always going to go out to that car area and wait for their vehicle. So if your child is going on a bus, whether it's a yellow school bus that they're assigned or a private school bus that you pay for it, after school care programs off campus, we will have the students taken to the concession stand. Attendance is taken in the concession stand, and then once their bus arrives, they're escorted to the bus. If you register for ASP for your child to be there from 2 to 6 p.m., your child will be escorted to the ASP area, which is right outside the concession area where they take attendance, and then they come into the concession stand with their ASP counselors. And ASP is available from 2 to 6, and you will come on campus and pick your child up anywhere between 2 and 6. Next. Dismissal. Here's a little example of the front of the school car loop area where you will remain in your vehicle and a car tag will be displayed on your front rear mirror visor, and we will call your child to your vehicle. Or if they ride a yellow school bus, this is our bus area, and then our ASP counselor with some of our current little babies who are now going on to first grade. Coach Valiente, our math coach, is going to talk a little bit about our curriculum and morning routines.
Good evening. So this is pretty much a day in the life of a kindergarten. They start off with their morning routine where they check in, they turn in their homework, any notes from home, put away their lunchbox, place their backpacks in their cubby. Then they move on to calendar math, where students see a various math-related tasks that usually involve the calendar, number patterns, the days of the week, how many days they've been in school. Then they move on to the reading block, which is typically 90 minutes. The teacher there, she instructs whole group, and then the students move on to their learning centers where they go on iReady. As you see there, the child using their own personal laptop to use iReady. They also have a teacher center and a writing center. Throughout the day, they do have a chunk of time for writing. And then you have math, science, and social studies. In math, it is a 60-minute block where students learn about counting and cardinality, which means knowing your numbers and the sequence of numbers, adding and subtracting up to 20, and basic geometry of shapes. In science and social studies, they go over different things, for example, comparing families of today with families of the past. Along with science, they learn about the senses and some examples like day and night or the moon. And that's pretty much their day.
And now for Coach DeLuke, who will talk to you a little bit about what our kindergarten players will know by the end of kindergarten.
Good evening, parents. So at the end of the year, our kindergarten players should be able to identify and write their first and last name, use inventive spelling to write stories, spell the sight words correctly, write at least 5 complete sentences, read sight words in a familiar text, use blending skills to sound out words, identify colors and number words up to 20, identify approximately 100 sight words. So that would be the sight words from level 1 and level 2, read at a BAS level D, and solve simple addition and subtraction problems up to 9.
And now for Miss Ellie. Oh, sorry, you have one more slide. I'm sorry, DeLuke.
It's okay. So here we have our summer to do for the fans, which as we reviewed before, the fans are the parents. So we think our fans, our parents, for our Palm Cove players can be very helpful to making the transition going into kindergarten as smooth as possible. And here we have some tips on things that you can do over the summer. We can begin practicing identifying the letter names and letter sounds. Encourage the players, your child, to draw, write, and look for words they know in the world around them. A couple of days before the first day of school, a good idea would be to create a plan and act out the first day of school before arriving on the first day. And encourage independence and motivate players to discuss the things that they've learned and how their day went.
Yes, it's very important, especially with the pandemic. And, you know, around the world, there has been, or researchers are saying that there's going to be a decline of learning loss due to the pandemic. So anything we can do to accelerate and to get students at least a little bit ahead of the game before they enter school would be great. Most important, and we're not asking you to go out and buy anything, but the best thing that you can do, and I even do this with my own children, they have to read every single day for at least 20 minutes a day. And we make weekly trips to the library every single week, and they have a library card, which is free. Each of my kids have their own library card. So and I have a 4-year-old who's entering VPK. She has her own library card. She picks out her own books because you want to foster that love of reading. Let them enjoy the freedom to choose the books that they want. So reading every single day is really going to help us, our players, even if they don't know how to read. The fact that they're reading the pictures, they're looking at words, they're writing it, or they hear you or a brother or sister or someone in the house read to them, those are the best role models. So we definitely want you to engage in practicing and preparing our players before they enter kindergarten. So now we're going to talk about specials. Now specials, and especially if your child went to like a daycare or a Head Start, we have something called specials where the students engage in 30 minutes of PE, which is physical education. Each day is a different specials, or sometimes they would go to these 2 days PE, 2 days music. We're not sure what we're going to do in the fall, but they will be able to experience physical activity with our coach, with our PE coach, Coach Bieber. We have music with Coach Norris, and she teaches them the violin, as you can see the picture in the middle, piano, just singing to learn how to read notes, and it's a really fun time. And then we have the media center, where our players get to engage in selecting their own books, reading activities, so they get at least one special a day, every day for 30 minutes. And so because of the pandemic, a lot of our activities had to be virtual, or it was on a smaller scale. But for in the past, and hopefully in the fall, we will definitely try to engage in activities. Obviously, provided what the school board, the district, and CDC guidelines allow us to do. But some of the activities that we have had in the past, we've had a Dr. Seuss night in the month of March. And this is a time where parents come out with their children. We do a lot of reading activities, guessing games. We have cotton candy. As you can see, this is our PE coach with the red, white, and blue hat making balloons. We had, before the pandemic, this is pre-pandemic, field trips for our kindergarten babies, where they have visited the Museum of Science. Next, please. Yep, these are some of our other field trip activities, same thing here. We've had field day. You can go to the next slide. Yep, kindergarten field day. And this is really just for the whole school, but this is kindergarten. And some of our students that are actually in this picture are actually now in second grade, second and third grade. Pre-COVID, we've had Thanksgiving feast with our kindergartners. As you can see, they're all eating, breaking bread. And if you don't see a mask, that's because it's pre-COVID. Yes. Bingo night we've had, storybook parade. We have our students engage in that where they come to school dressed as their favorite storybook character. It's a lot of fun. And those are our babies in their costumes. Again, some more pictures of Thanksgiving feast. Kids really enjoy that. And we've had a Barnes and Noble night where, as you can see, this is our literacy coach that looks like Mrs. Claus. And she reads to the students. The students, our players, get to engage in books and purchasing and just having a good time being around different activities we have for them at the Barnes and Nobles, which is next, right on, I believe it's on Pines, right on Pines, not too far, Pines and Flamingo. And we had a science family night, and this is really fun because our little players become scientists for the night, and really just for the throughout the year, because science is a core subject that they definitely teach and learn. And so we do a lot of experiments. As you can see, some of our coaches, aka our teachers, are in facilitating the process of our experiments as our students, our players investigate, they hypothesize, they research, all the things that they're going to need to learn in science. And of course, we've always celebrated breakfast with grandparents, again, pre-COVID, where we would invite the grandparents or grandparent figures to come out and they can have breakfast. Usually that is, I believe, in the month of September. But again, once we find out what the regulations and the procedures and the policies are for the fall 2022, we will definitely always communicate with you on the upcoming events. And for our business partners, this year, or I should say last year, September 2020, Burlington, I don't think it's Cove Factory anymore, but Burlington, they donated $5,000 to our school, to our teachers, and they were able to purchase things for their classroom, such as materials, laptops, anything that they wanted. And so that $5,000 was divided by our amongst our teachers, and it was a really, really special thing that they were able to do for our teachers. So when you're ready to register, we are open year-round. Starting registration, you can register at any time. Just know that the week after school gets out, I believe it's the third week in June, we are open Monday through Thursday and closed on Fridays, except for ASP. And I am going to give some time for our ASP director to talk. But to register, if your child is 5 years old or will be 5 by September 1st, you will need a birth certificate or passport, registration form, immunization and health forms, proof of residence, at least 2, like an ID or some type of water bill. And of course, you can always call the school for further clarification, or if you need to know exactly what you need to bring. Registration hours is from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the first day of school this year will be August 18th, and that is actually a Wednesday. I'm going to bring it over to ASP, but before I do that, you can always follow us on Twitter. Our Facebook we're trying to get our Facebook up and running, but our Instagram, and it's all the same handle, at Team Palm Cove. We're always posting up-to-date information that you need to know. And if you are on the phone and you would like to see the presentation that we're presenting, this is being recorded and we will post this PowerPoint and this presentation on our school's website by tomorrow. Okay, so now, before we open it up for questions, I'm going to turn it over to our ASP director, which is our after-school program ASP, Taylor, to give you more information.
Hi, my name is Ms. Taylor. I am the after school programs director here at Palm Cove. So ASP, basically we have so many things that the kids do, from having homework time to going outside, dramatic play. They also have trivia on certain days, music and arts and crafts. And also, we also have character education where they get to go ahead and we talk about different feelings and how to express themselves. And also, we do have days where we go ahead and have them learn about cooking and nutrition, and they get to make a lot of things as well. ASP is basically for every 14 days, it is $249. So yes, they have so many different things. Also during the summer, we also have summer camp as well. From years before, it would either be that they would go swimming. They would also have different field trips during like spring and winter, where they would go to places like Extreme Action Park. They would go to the park and have like a park day, whatever the case may be. There's so many things that they have. And ASP is from 2 p.m. all the way until 6 p.m. And that is pretty much it.
And also, we do have summer school that is starting June 21st for if you're already registered to attend or do you plan on registering, actually summer school is for you as well. So for example, let's say you have a child that is going to be at Palm Cove or any school in Broward County, they're going to be in kindergarten, but they're not. As long as they're registered, they actually can attend summer school. I just found that out. So if you register them for whatever school they're going to be at, hopefully it's Palm Cove and they're within the boundary, or you apply for a reassignment, even if they haven't started yet, they are eligible. So you can find all our information about summer school on our website. The link, actually, let me share with you where you can find the website to register for Palm Cove. Okay, so you're going to go to browardschools.com/Palm Cove. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, you're going to go here. You're going to scroll down and you're going to see, scroll down and you're going to see BCPS Summer 2021, Get Back, Get Ready, Reconnect, click to learn more. You click here, you're going to click on the first link and it says click here for Palm Cove Summer School registration and information. It's going to pull up a flyer. And you're going to scroll down and here are the different registration links. You'll see an English link, a Spanish link, a Portuguese link, and a Haitian Creole link. When you click on the link, this is how you will register. When you register, I will receive all the information and you will eventually get some type of confirmation on everything, okay? And it's free. We are providing, we are actually providing before care, free before care. There's free breakfast and lunch. And then aftercare, they do have aftercare, but I don't believe aftercare is free. I think it is fee-based. Okay, and summer school is 6 weeks. 6 weeks, it starts June 21st through July 29th from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. It's only 4 hours. And that concludes, oh, one last thing for the uniform, to get your uniforms, if you go to all wear uniform, they actually will have coupons. We will have coupons and you can find it on our website, and we will have some at the school. So you can get some discounts on your school uniforms. And that concludes our kindergarten roundup. So at this time, we will open it up for questions. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask away.
I do not see anything in the chat either.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Hi. So I have a question. So my son is already registered in pre-K. Do I need to register for kindergarten?
Okay, so your child is already registered for pre-K?
In pre-K, yes. Yes, I'm Palm Cove. So it will be roll up, well, to the,
You're asking
to the
if it rolls
kindergarten
over.
automatically?
Yes, I believe actually for kindergartners, I think you do have to fill out a new registration packet only for pre-K to kindergarten. Is Palm Cove your homeschool?
Yes, it is.
I believe so. Yes, you are
Yes,
going
because
to have to.
he right now is with Coach Jennifer.
And
So, but the thing is that we are out of the country and we will return until August 8th, I think. So I don't know how can I enroll him.
Well, that's okay. We register, trust me, we registered throughout the whole year, even on the first day of school. We don't like, we would prefer, I should say, not that we don't like, but we would prefer for it not to be on the first day of school, but whenever you come in, you definitely can register. And it's
Okay.
not like we're, going, he's not going to have any place. We'll definitely have place for them.
Okay. And another question I have, so we are not, English speaker, or we don't speak English at home. So how can I help him, to have a smooth transition now that, he has been taking classes virtually, but now going back to school, it will be a little bit different. So is there any, material or guidance that I can, follow in order to, to improve him during the summer?
Yes. So one of the things that we're going, pre-K doesn't have iReady, but what we're going to be doing, we're going to be compiling a list of resources, online resources that you can work or you can have your child go on to kind of help. Now with the English, he'll learn it through immersion. He'll definitely learn it, especially once he's face to face, he's listening to the other kids, he'll get it. But we'll provide some online resources that you can use with your child over the summer. There'll be like something like Starfall with letters and reading, and some with writing. So yes, we'll be providing all of that, especially since he's already here at the school. We'll definitely be sending those through email.
Okay. And my last question is, so my wife told me yesterday that she saw something on the internet, I believe I don't know where. So, but the thing is that she's saying that now the kids are being allowed to remove their mask, during the break.
Okay,
so when they are outside, or when they are outside in the break or something?
Right. So as of right now, Broward County, the only exceptions to mask is that where they don't have to wear their mask is during lunch, during recess, if they're outside and 6 feet apart. That's the only time they don't have to wear their mask. However, other than that, when they're on campus, when they're in class, when they cannot adhere to the 6 feet distancing, they do have to wear their mask. Now, I know that there have been other counties that may say that there's not going to be any mask mandate in the fall for students. But as of right now, Broward County has not made that decision. And we are, as far as the end of the school year, we're definitely adhering to the face covering policy. So in the fall, if it's different, you'll definitely hear it from me, and you'll probably hear it in the news first, but we'll definitely let you know if that makes its way to Broward County.
All right. Yep.
That's a great question, though. Really good question.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Do we have any other questions? Okay, I see a hand raised. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. Aquinas, the parent of Aquinas.
Yes, I was just curious about the summer school program. I have a son, he's in pre-K now, and he has, I was curious, for summer school, will they have to wear uniform as well, or no?
For summer school, that is a great question. So for summer school, no uniform. We will start with the uniforms in the fall.
Okay, great. That's all I wanted to know.
Great question. No, that's a really good question. Summer school is for pre-K to 5th grade and no uniform, and it's only 4 hours, and we're gonna have a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? We're here. And nothing in the chat. All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I'll definitely stay behind to answer any questions that you may have. But I definitely want to say thank you for joining our kindergarten roundup. Please let your friends know if they are interested in enrolling in our school at Palm Cove Elementary School that we are here to answer any questions that you may not have thought of right now. You can definitely call us at 754-323-6800, and I will also add it on the chat so that you can call us, and you can always visit our website. We try to keep our website very much so up to date with information, and you can follow us also on social media. All right. And have a great night. And thank you for coming, parents. Thank you for carving out the time to join us this evening. And thank you to our wonderful staff members. And actually, I do have a few staff members that I would love to introduce because they are also taking the time out. So if you can turn your cameras on so we can have some of our parents see you, and I'd love to introduce you to all of our coaches that are in the building. So we have Coach Alt. Hi, Coach Alt. We have Coach Ojeda. We have Coach Ojeda. Coach Ojeda is our guidance counselor. We have Coach Valiente. She is an aspiring leader, soon to be assistant principal one of these days. She is also our math resource person. We have Coach Cartwright. If you have a child in the ESC program or ASD, she is your go-to. Coach Cartwright, she is our ESC specialist. And we have our literacy coach, Coach Charpentier. She is also our testing coordinator. She has been the one that has organized all of our testing for the past 2 months, and also for FSA and the primary grades. And I believe we have Coach Ayubi, who's not on camera. She may be unable to join through camera. We do have Coach DeLuke, who is our ASD teacher. Coach Ayubi, who is one of our teacher assistants that is here. And I believe that is it. Yes, Coach DeLuke, there she is. So we cannot wait to coach our players, your child. And I can't wait for you all, our current fan club, which are our parents. We can't wait to see you in the fall. So without further ado, we will end the meeting, and I will definitely stay behind if you guys have any additional questions, okay? Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you for coming.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.